everyone, it is Friday evening and welcome to another reading vlog. I got sent home early from work today because the snow just got a bit crazy, so we were literally evacuated out of our office. I got back from lunch at 2:30 and someone told me that we're going to close the office at 3:30, so I was like, cool, that'll be really helpful. And then 5 minutes later, my manager came running in and was like, we have to leave now, we're closing the office right now because the weather's getting worse. So that was an interesting twist to my Friday. It did mean that I only had to work for 3.5 hours because it also took me a bit longer to get into work, but it does mean that Monday's going to be awful and I've already got spots everywhere and it's driving me absolutely crazy. I don't think it's my diet because my diet hasn't really changed. The only thing I can think of is stress. Now is obviously the time to start a new reading vlog. It's a new vlogging week. I'm now 38% of the way through One Dark Throne and I'm really enjoying it. If you saw my vlog last week, then you'll know that I'm quite enjoying the series. I'm binge reading it. I'm hoping to finish that tonight because I have the flat to myself for about 4 or 5 hours. After that, I'm not really sure what my plans are, but I will show you my March TBR. It's quite ambitious and I have some stuff left over from February. These are just my physical books as well. I don't really want to show you all the ebooks because I'd be here forever and you'll probably get bored and click off the video. So these are just the physical books that I'm planning on reading in March, or hoping to read anyway. So these are the 3 that I didn't get to in February. The 5th Season by N.K. Jemisin, which is the first book in an adult fantasy series. I've read a few pages of it and that's about it so far. So I might get to that this month because I'm kind of in the mood for fantasy. The Dream of Perpetual Motion and Mother Mother, which is a thriller. So those are the 3 that I was going to get to in February but didn't because it's a shorter month and I got distracted by other books. I definitely want to get to the 5th season sometime soon, so that might happen this month. The other 2, I'm just going to wait until I'm in the mood for them. And these are new ones that I'm hoping to get to this month. I've got some sort of like colour theme going on here accidentally. First one is The Violent Century, which is an alternate history about Hitler, I believe. Dead Zone by Robertson Wells, which is the sequel to Blackout, as you can see there. I really enjoyed Blackout when I read it back in like 2014, I think. It's a book about people with superpowers and the government are hunting down these people and turning them against each other, and it's really, really good. Oh, this came out in 2014, so I must have read Blackout even earlier. I do tend to really enjoy Robertson Wells' books because they're always action-packed. Nevernight by J. Kristoff, which is super popular, and I'm hoping I'm going to love it, but I've tried to read it a couple of times now. Once as an ebook, and the other time I tried to get into it at a bookshop, but I'm hoping it's going to be different now that I've got a physical copy. Leviathan by Scott Westerfeld, which is steampunk, and I've had this on my shelf for like 7 years or something ridiculous. This is another series that I could potentially binge read. The Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead, which my manager recommended to me and she loved it, and I walked into Waterstones one day and they had the shelves just full of this book, so I picked it up on a whim. And finally, the last physical book is The May Queen Murders by Sarah Jude. I got this for my birthday or Christmas from a friend and it's a YA thriller, and I just figured this would be a nice change of pace from all the fantasy and steampunk I'm probably going to be reading. It's Monday morning and I am once again back at work. This weekend was really relaxing actually. I'm so glad that I didn't plan to do anything because after my work week last week it would have just been crazy to have done anything because I just needed to chill out. I spent all of Saturday morning reading American Panda by Gloria Chao, which is a debut for this year. It came out at the beginning of February. It was pretty decent. I'm going to give it 3 stars. It wasn't the most exciting story and I did find the writing to be a little bit clunky, like it jumped from scene to scene with not much to like connect everything. But I did learn a bit about Taiwanese culture and I liked finding out how the main character was feeling about being Taiwanese American and how the 2 cultures kind of clashed and merged. It was really, really interesting, so I'd recommend it. And now I'm 93 pages into Leviathan by Scott Westerfeld, which came out in like 2009, 2010. I've had it on my shelf for pretty much that long, so I bought it when everyone was hyped up about it back when I first started my booktube and book blog. I'm not loving it, I'm not gonna lie. It feels very much like YA from the early 2000s, which is to be expected because that's exactly what it is. But I'm gonna persevere and hopefully it will get more exciting. I think at the moment it's just building stuff up and I'm not really connected to any of the characters, so I don't really care about what happens to them. It is going by really quickly though, so I might finish it today or tomorrow. But I keep saying stuff like that and then I never do, so who knows. But yeah, this week is a full week of work. It's going to be quite busy. I am training someone new though to cover my role for when I'm covering or on holiday, so that's something different at least. Morning everyone, it is Tuesday morning and I did a tiny bit of reading yesterday but not really enough to update you until this morning because I did a lot of my reading just before bed. So I haven't read any more of Leviathan yet because I'm just not excited to read it, to be honest. So yeah, I haven't been reading that, but I did start Stillhouse Lake because I wanted an ebook to read, because I find that switching formats helps me read more. So I've currently got an audiobook, an ebook and a physical book on the go, and it does really help, especially as with an ebook I can have it on my phone, and that means I can just read it in like 5-10 minute blasts, and it does really help me read more. So I started Stillhouse Lake by Rachel Caine, and I'm really enjoying it. I think it's just what I needed right now. It's a thriller / mystery. I knew of Rachel Caine before. I read some of her books. I've read the Morganville Vampires books, just 2 or 3 of them I think, because it's a really long series that I do need to finish, because I quite enjoyed it, weirdly. I'm really over vampires by now, but I reread the first book a while ago and it was just such an easy read. Like, I flew through it. I guess if I'm in the mood for something like that again, then I'll pick up some more of her books. And I also read her newest sci-fi book that she's co-written with Anne Aguirre, which is called Honor Among Thieves. I read that in January, I believe, and it was all right. The romance was very, very odd. It was between a human and a spaceship, which is just weird. I knew of Stillhouse Lake and I planned to pick it up, and I was really excited when it was first released, but I didn't get around to it. So I've done that now because I have a free trial of Amazon's Kindle Unlimited thing that they're doing. I've had a 3-month free trial where you can borrow like up to 10 books at a time and basically use it as a library. And to be honest, it's not worth it. There are hardly any books on it that I would enjoy reading, but Stillhouse Lake is one of them, and the sequel as well, Kilman Creek. So I'm hoping to read those 2 before my free trial ends at the end of the month. In case you don't know, Stillhouse Lake is a thriller, like I said. It starts with the main character coming home to find someone has crashed into her garage, which is obviously not good, but the police, after investigating, found a dead body hanging from the ceiling in her garage, and it turns out that her husband has been killing and kind of flaying young women. That's all in the prologue, and then from what I can gather so far, the main character is now on the run with her 2 children because people on the internet are kind of sending trolls after her, and they're trying to find out her address, saying that she needs to be punished and the children need to be punished, and it's just really disgusting. But I'm actually really enjoying it. I think it's a fast-paced book and it's quite short as well, so I'm hoping to finish it fairly soon. And it's also really interesting to see her like escape plans and things that she's got, because I'm like kind of a paranoid person, but this is real paranoia, and for a good reason as well. Like, I'm not surprised she's got like guns hidden in safes and stuff, and she's told her children what to do in like event of a fire or someone being in the house, or you know, anything like that. I'm hoping to read some more of that today and maybe go back to Leviathan depending on what I feel like. I will obviously keep you guys updated. Hey everyone, so this week has been a bit of a bust when it comes to vlogging because I haven't really had much time. It's the same story every time. Basically, work has kicked off again and I've been really busy and really stressed and tired, so I've been doing reading, which is good. I haven't let the reading go. It's just I haven't really been vlogging or doing anything really exciting. So sorry about that. I do have a couple of things to update you on though. I finished Stillhouse Lake and it was really, really good. It's probably one of the best books I've read all year. Definitely one of the best thrillers I've read recently. It did some new things and I didn't really guess the plot twists at all. One of my theories was correct, which was good, but then the others, they haven't really come about yet, but there's still potential for that to happen in the sequels, which I'm really excited about. So I've told my friend to read it. I've told a lot of friends to read it, but I've told one of my friends in particular to read it so we can buddy read the second book together soon, maybe in the next couple of weeks, which would be great because I really want to read the sequel, especially because Stillhouse Lake ended on a cliffhanger. Then I tried to pick up the Fandom because the Chrome Book Club is reading it for this month and I really wanted to join in, because I haven't been part of a book club in ages and I thought it would be a lot of fun, but I got 17% of the way through and I had to put it down because it was so boring. It threw you straight into the plot, I guess, without any build up, and we didn't get to know the characters at all, and then it was mostly just dialogue and back and forth between the characters, and it's not something I really enjoyed at all. I was expecting there to be world building because the characters go to Comic-Con and then get thrown into the world of this book series / adaptation that they're massive fans of, but unfortunately there wasn't much world building at all. You didn't really know anything. The only thing you knew about this book series was what the main character said at the beginning during a book presentation at school, which is the laziest way of building a world and coming up with some fantasy series, I think. So that wasn't good. And then I picked up A Girl Like That, which is one of my most anticipated books of the year. I'm not very far through, I'm probably about 10%, if that, and not much has happened so far, but I don't hate it and I don't want to put it down, so I'm going to read some more of that tonight. Unfortunately, this is the end of the reading vlog, and like I said, I haven't done anything interesting, so I don't really know what else to say. I do want to give you my reading stats at some point, maybe next week, because this week I need to find the time to put them together because I haven't done that yet. So I hope you all have a good weekend, and I will speak to you in my next video. Bye!